Here we are.
Hey.
We're in.
Howdy, how?
Howdy peeps. Howdy peeps.
I don't know. I was just trying to mix it up a little bit. Hang on. I'm just going to tweak my lighting.
What? Saying howdy peeps.
Yeah. Howdy peeps. Howdy peeps.
What are you
doing?
Good. I've just bought a new house. Do you like it? You know, I've been going about my house that we've been doing up. This is it.
Oh, lovely.
Loving the piano there, dude.
Thanks. That was £1 million.
Quite bad. Yeah. Hello, everyone watching. Hello. Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Megan. Good evening, Drew. Oh, that's you, Drew. Sorry.
Of course.
That's cool. It's filling up. It's filling up. Loving it. In. Where's everyone watching from today?
I don't know. Hello, children. Sounds about right. Yeah.
Ina, that's Ina from Inner Demon.
Nice.
You remember, Drew?
Cool.
Yep.
Bonnie, hello from the Southwest. I won't do a foreign voice.
Oh, Minneapolis.
Wow.
Wow.
Minnesota. Wow. Where are you coming from, John?
My mum's house.
In St. Albans.
In St. Albans. I'm not my mum's too. There you go. Look, actually, no, I'm not. Sorry. It's a complete lie.
And you had a luxurious pad. So we've got an action-packed show for everyone today. We've got, loads to talk about. Where are we from? We're from all different parts of the UK. So I am based in the Midlands, in Nottingham, home of Robin Hood and Rodney Henderson, and of course Nottingham Rock City, which we'll play one day, won't we, Drew?
Yeah, one day. It's an awesome venue.
Yeah,
I have played there, but
so have I. To be fair,
we both played there
numerous times.
Yeah, no,
John
we both played there. Who did you play there with?
VD.
Yeah, but I mean, like, wasn't your own gig, was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the main Rock City?
No, not the main. Don't spoil it, Drew.
Oh,
no, okay. The Nottingham Rock City. What's it called? The Rig. Do you remember that? Like, it's about this. It's. I'm not sure. Did they turn it into the rescue rooms?
The rescue rooms.
Yeah, so I think it would have been rescue rooms.
Yeah.
But yeah, we played the main hall with Raging Speedhorn, with Il Nino, with.
That's what I mean. You have played the main hall before.
With A. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I think we did it with Suicidal Tendencies. Quite a lot.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, loads.
You've done it a few times.
People.
All right, God. You've done it once.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I'm trying to think who else we played. We played it. I don't know. I played the main room maybe 5 or 6 times. It's a good gig.
Oh, that's
good
cool.
Gig.
Great gig. Yeah,
nice
fantastic.
One. So yeah, Inglorious, surely.
Yeah, but it was like supporting SP.
Oh, Steel Panther.
Steel Panther.
Yeah, I'm just such a big name dropper.
Basically, Rod basically toured everywhere with everyone. Basically. So,
yeah. Well,
do you want to see my new jeans? Oh, you can't. Because it's not a real background. So
I was thinking, fucking hell, your legs are disappearing. What are we gonna do?
I know. Do you want to see my new jeans? You can't because I've got no legs. Yeah.
Predator jeans.
You've had one of your legs.
I'm like Lieutenant Dan.
It's got magic legs.
So, should we confront the elephant in the room? Got a gig cancelled. It was rubbish.
What was that?
We got a gig cancelled.
Oh yeah, God.
How do you feel about that?
Like, it was just like I was just a bit like, oh, I forgot about it already. Like, sorry about that, but it is what it is. Like, and it's just it happens, man. Like these things happen.
Do you know what? Do you know what pisses me off? Right? Do you know what pisses me off? No, it's a serious point. Like, obviously we had the chat. Obviously we had the chat with the promoter and Colt 45, who are our band of the week. Unfortunately, we're not going to meet them this time, but I'm sure we'll go and play with them again soon. But we were just kind of like, well, okay, like you want to pull the gig, but how do you expect to get a music scene in a place like Whitehaven, which is in Cumbria, which for anybody who's not in the UK, Cumbria is pretty hard to get to. Not that many of the bigger bands play. So, it's an opportunity for bands like us to go up there. And of course, do you know what? Like, we're not under any illusion that, we're going to sell 1,000 tickets or whatever. But, to pull a gig, like that at the absolute last minute. Like, you've got to put on these shows, and you've got to do some smaller shows maybe with less of a turnout to kind of build that rapport, build that base, and get that community going. Like, John, remember like when we were kids and we would go in St Albans to like the Pioneer Club, mate, there were gigs sometimes where there was fuck all people there. And there were many gigs where there were fuck all people there. But you notice this community built of people going to the shows, and week by week, more kids would come. And eventually, they were doing gigs there to, with 200-300 people.
Yeah,
So,
sold out. Can get tickets.
Yeah, no, Paul was just saying poor ticket sales. Yeah, it was Paul, but it's definitely situated in an interesting part of the country, and that's what. And like Rod was saying, it was a new venue, and they're trying to, like, you got to do these things. There were tickets sold. It wasn't like no ticket sales. It was just not enough to make it work, and it was like, well.
I think as well, though, I mean, that's a difficult thing because obviously the venue isn't solely a music venue. So I think they're kind of thinking about it like, maybe we can, do gigs as well. Whereas, there are great venues. Like, like when we did the tour in March, we had some gigs that were pretty ramo. And like, when we went up to Bannerman's in Edinburgh, okay, there was a handful of people there, but Bannerman still put the gig on. And it's because, that's why there's a great live music scene in Edinburgh, because you've got venues like Bannerman's that go, hey, do you know what? We'll put on the gig no matter what. And we'll think about, how we can get people to know that this is our music venue. This is our community. Yeah. This is all of our sort of things. And, Bannerman's were great. Like the one, they said, come back, play again. There'll be more people next time, which I'm sure there will. But you're never going to get to build that following in these places if you don't go and connect with people. Anyway, whatever. We've got dementia awareness. Is it dementia aware or dementia awareness? There's a terrible joke about me not being able to remember that. I don't go with.
That's at the start of November, isn't it?
Yeah, with some great bands. Ash and Reach. I really like Ash and Reach. I keep talking about them, but they've got great sound. I'm looking forward.
I'm just looking for the whole thing. I'm looking forward to like meeting like all the other bands and just having a nice old grand old time.
Yeah,
which I guess we'll be on pretty early, but it's
it feels like the whole all dayer thing seems to be the way to get gigs on now.
Of course it is. Like everyone wants a package. Yeah. No one's really going to just watch one band anymore unless you're like well mega. Like
they want a big package, don't they, John?
Yes. I don't know where to go from that.
But it's different now. But it's so different. So like you got to think about when we were kids and stuff like that. We would just go and see gigs regardless of who was playing. It's not really a thing anymore. It's not really, man. There was some of the scenes when I was younger. It was just like flipping out, man. Like you like local bands were like legends. They were like famous, but they weren't.
Yeah, but you were famous within your when you were a local
community.
Band, your community, and it's just
like you would build up, and everyone would go and see everyone else's bands, and you would just sort of like where I'm from. You would have the closest places were like. Actually, in fact, we should probably do a gig there. Actually, I can look into the Railway in Winchester. Great venue. Oh, yeah, it's really cool. But Salisbury used to be really happening at one point. Fucking
but that's ACM, wasn't it?
No. So that's Guildford. No, Salisbury was like, this is all pre-ACM. Like it was like you had the Arts Centre. It was a wicked place, wicked venue, and you had gigs and like you had some of the bars were quite good as well. Okay, they weren't like great PAs, but you just had like some. You had just great, it was just good followings for these like local bands, and there's a bit of rivalry and like everyone had a band and it was kind of cool. Do you know what I mean? It was like you don't really get that anymore. Like the kids just aren't.
Have you seen the
last
comment?
time I saw was a band called A. They had a massive band called Hi-Fi Serious. There you go.
Well, funny because we were talking about name dropping. Guess who opened on that tour? Me.
Not anyone else. Me.
No, it was just me.
It was me on my own. Me on my own. I stood there and
my banjo. Yeah, it was a great tour.
Exactly.
Great tour, great band, great people. And I mean,
do they still go out, Rod? Do they still go out?
They did a co-headline with Reef. unfortunately, I didn't get out to gigs, but
Wait,
I
Reef
heard
are like
really good
fuck
things.
out there at the moment, aren't they? They're
Reef
proper
are
out
killing
there.
it. They're a great
They're
band.
pretty really good. My mate sent me a video of them. They supported Black Crows recently.
Yeah.
My mate sent me a video. He said, "Mate, they sound amazing." And it's like half the band's like.
What's
original band's on it,
is it the singer Gary?
Gary, the original singer,
Gary
the original
Stringer.
bass
Is that his name? I don't know.
Gary
That
Stringer,
name
yeah.
is
And he said, my mate was like, his voice is just still absolutely just
mate. I think his voice is from the videos I've seen. His voice has got better as he's got older. Like
it's him and Jack, but they haven't. I don't know Jack, the bass player. I don't know. I've met Kenwin a couple of times, obviously through people and stuff, and he's lovely, like the original guitarist, but he won't do it anymore. And I'm not sure why the drummer left, Dominic. I can't remember his surname now, Dom someone, but he's amazing. I just, for me, Reef are like those four guys, and it's really like, you know, it's just really tricky to for me to see past it. I'm like one of those, because it was the original lot for like ever, until it wasn't that long ago. It was a few years ago now, but there was always like either the guitarist was in the band or the drummers in the band, and maybe they don't like each other, I don't know, but there was definitely obviously something happened for them to not want to do the band anymore. But yeah, it's a shame. Half the band missing.
Talking about like bands getting back together, should we talk about this monstrous festival?
That's not real though, is it?
It is real. It is real.
Is it in Israel?
No, yeah, I think so.
Because it's real. It is real.
It is real.
No,
it is real.
Sorry.
Yeah. What's the actual? I mean, like, yeah. What was it? Was it yesterday? The news came out. Blink-182 were back, or today? And then, yeah, my phone was going off. Like, oh, should we go and see them in? Where are we going to go see them? Are we going to see them in London, and Manchester, or Birmingham? I mean, one of the lads in the group said, "What about all three?" Which we thought was a bit much, but fuck that. I want to go to Vegas.
Go there.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe that's one day as well.
This is the weird thing, isn't it?
That's not one day.
It must be a typo. It can't all be on one day. How many stages would there be?
Actually, count the bands and just try and work out how long that set could be. 1, 2,
I
3,
think
4, 5,
they're doing it as one day, and then they're going to be like, all the tickets will sell out, and they'll be like, yeah, we'll do it as 2, and they'll do it as some kind of split 2-day event thing.
No, but they can't do it. If everyone's buying one day, you can't, like, you'd have to repeat the day. Maybe that's the new thing.
There's about 50 bands there.
Yeah, how are they going to, like, so if you had, if there are 50 bands, if you had 4 stages and you had 12 bands on each stage, that still wouldn't be enough.
That's ridiculous. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a Live Aid kind of thing, and it's just going to be like one big performance.
Revolving stage, just like next. Everyone gets 30 minutes.
You could probably actually, because 50, half-hour sets. That's 25 hours, so probably 20 minutes, and then a bit more for the.
I mean, a lot of them are getting old. Maybe that's all they can play.
But I suppose if you've got 2 stages and you just go one after the other, no break in between them, I suppose. But when would you start? 20? I mean, like fitting it in with 24 hours.
9 a.m.
Yeah, about 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, Paul.
We'll be there with like simple plan at about 10 a.m. Like, and then like just going like, just Christ alive.
What the fuck? But also, right, is a funny one. 30 Seconds to Mars.
That is a bit. That's a bit of a
strange one.
That's a bit of a red herring for me, that one. But ironically, I'm a massive fan. But I know what you mean. Like it's like,
yeah, it's just a bit. There's a nice comment there, just coming from Paul. Las Vegas.
Why would that be?
Obviously, a gamble if they play at all.
Right.
Oh, well done. Well done. Yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty mad. The whole thing is just like that to me, right? So was that this year's lineup? This one, when's this one on?
General admission is $249.
Yeah, but like think about the bands that you're going to see. Like if you go,
yeah, I know, but it just shows like what we were saying about everything has to be packaged. If the big boys are packaging like this, how the fuck are like independent bands Like people will only go to all dayers now.
Mate, all days are the way forward. And like, and it's like, as a hotel ticket package for $489. That's really good, really. $489.
It's out of season though, isn't it? And
what,
Vegas.
Down. Who's doing the 2022 lineup?
So 2022.
Oh, I saw this one. Even that is amazing.
So it's funny though that this one is 3 days, but that's an amazing lineup. This one is a bit like, you see Bring Me the Horizon are pretty high up there. This one seems a little bit more eclectic. Like the one for 2023 seems very just pop punk.
Oh, that's why it's called, you know, whatever it is, When We Were Young festival. You know, it's like,
yeah, but this one there's a bit more like you've got Atreyu, you've got Bright Eyes. I mean, what else have you got?
Man, festivals in America, just like, there's some of them. I'm like, why are we not just flying out to America to watch festivals? Like, it's just so much. They're just so better. They're just way better.
It's probably cheaper just to go out.
I've always wanted to go to like, what's the one, the touring one they used to do? Like, is it Give It a Name? No, not that one.
Vans Warped Tour.
Vans. I've always wanted to go to see a Vans Warped Tour. That'd be really cool. Who's on? Because that is basically, essentially what that is. You know.
Oh yeah.
Like, do they still do Vans Warped Tour? Is that like an old?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Have a look.
Yeah, I'll search for it.
Vans Warped Tour.
Does anyone in the chat know Vans Warped Tour? Is that still going? God, we sound
so in America, guys. Vans Warped, because it just tours across America. No.
Thank you for 25 years. I mean, I saw Quicksand, Sublime. I think that's it. It's done. Yeah, 1995 to 2019. Rest in peace.
Well, it lasted.
Yeah. Should we?
COVID killed it
listen
all.
to music.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, go on. Music. Let's R.I.P. Just Arrived in Colt 45 in Whitehaven. This is Colt 45. Let's have a listen to them. Because I actually think they would fit the bill of When We Were Young. Let's see what you guys think. This is Colt 45.
And this is what it has to be. think about it and just keep telling myself we can do this on our own, we don't need your help. We can do this on our own, we don't need your help. We can do this on our own, we don't need your help. We can do this on our own, we don't need your help. We can do this on our own, we don't need your help. We can do this on our own, we don't need your help. We can do this on our own, we don't need your help.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a rookie error. Sorry, I had everyone muted. What do you think,
no,
boys?
Yeah, mate. It was like, I mean, that is just like a total throwback and a nod to, like, you know.
They really remind me of Gaslight Anthem, who I love.
Yeah.
I think I've got my 59 sound hat. I was gonna get that, but
It's
I
like,
won't. I might put it on the
yeah. It's kind of like that sound, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
That
you, John?
kind of- John's muted.
Sorry, John. I've muted you. Unmute. You've chosen to mute yourself, John. You need to unmute yourself.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I really like the video as well. I thought it was just really cool. It's just simple. Yeah, so it kind of reminded me a little bit how the Pixies used to do their music videos.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
I mean, as well, like because they're from like around sort of Cumbria way, where the gig was going to be. So they were like local-ish, but it's just like it's amazing the sort of like the natural beauty that you have around you, and you can really tap into on your music videos. There's a band we've talked about before ages ago called Break Fate, who I'll play one of their songs on soon enough, and they did a video recently called Change the World. And it was shot. I think they climbed Mount Snowdon and they shot a music video while they were doing it, and it looks. Oh. I'll put it on next week. Maybe see if I can get the lads on as well, and they can.
You can do
talk to
all,
us about their
like your GoPros. Climb Mount
yeah,
Snowdon.
so they were. I think theirs was like they had a proper camera. I think they had a couple of GoPros. They had some phone cameras, but they also had a drone, which was pretty sick. To fly around Snowdon, do you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, you know, such a shame. We should be rocking out with them on Saturday.
It's all right.
I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
Like the Murphys, you're not bitter. That's the main thing.
Right.
Slogan used to go.
Let's stay on the theme of, you know, gigs and tickets and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I saw this and I thought this was really fucking cool. So this is Rammstein, who are a great band, fucking great band. I remember seeing them for the first time on the Family Values tour, VHS. I think it was Korn, Limp Bizkit,
that one.
Ice Cube, and Rammstein.
Is that when he gets a fake knob out?
That's when he gets the fake knob out and jizzes all over.
I don't know why I remember that. Well, you're always going to remember that. It's going to scar you a little bit, you know, for life, you know.
But yeah,
is that pre?
It was pre Me Too.
No, but no, is it pre? Bug Nicked, whatever it was, that famous song they did.
It was, I think, the song.
It's definitely pre, like like the one that is falling man, like pre.
Oh
yeah, here comes the sun.
I think it's pre that, yeah.
Yeah, it was. So it was the album that had Du Hast, and it might have been.
Oh yeah, Du Hast. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I think it's 2, 3, 4 links to 5.
No, that was afterwards. Oh, yeah. Links. That was later. I think that was the album that had Sonne. This was Du Hast and Book Dick. Do you know what? I was thinking about Rammstein the other day. Like, obviously, it's so cool. You know, they sing in German. You know, They play fucking arenas. I don't know if anyone saw that video of. I think it takes a week to build their stage set when they do an arena tour. Which
is sort of doing stadiums now.
No, yeah. Sorry, stadiums, not arenas. Stadiums,
which is mental. I never thought they would. I don't know.
It's the show as well. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's a spectacle. It's incredible. It's theatrical. That's why.
Absolutely. But the thing I'm thinking is like when they're writing. Obviously, they've definitely done the thing where they say, "Hey, we're going to stick with writing in our native language. We're not going to compromise."
Yeah.
But at the same time, like they must be like, "Shit, we can only have like 3 words in any chorus," because it's all like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Links to links.
It's interesting, isn't it? How people sit there going like, "Yeah, man, I love the bands because I connect with them lyrically," and it's like. How can you if you're not German? So that just proves to me it is about just music and melody.
I don't know. I think you can. I mean, I can translate the songs like "Du hast" is "you have."
Okay.
Here comes the Sonne. Here comes the sun.
Yeah, but it's more about the. I prefer I like the sound of the phonetics.
Could you do that in the Beatles
rather than the actual?
Here comes the Sonne. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, a mashup of those. Little fact about Rammstein just popping up there in case anyone's wondering. So, yes, released in 1987, Du hast. Jesus, that was...
Wow, was it? 97?
They've been going a long time. But anyway, right. Quick, another one. Somebody, Michael has just asked, guys, I think this maybe relates back to Colt 45. Do you guys like a band called Like a Storm? Never heard of Like a Storm. We will check them out. And
check them out.
Like them, maybe we'll play some of their music. Unless... they're a big band and they have copyright protection, and then therefore we won't be doing that because we don't want to get struck off. But we can talk about them anyway. Sorry, Rammstein. This is fucking cool. So, everyone know about Viagogo? John, have you ever bought anything from Viagogo?
No, I'm guessing is it what they sort of ticket stub resale things? Is
yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, I've never used it. No.
So I have a friend who works in ticketing, and he was saying the venues sell directly into Viagogo, and they take a cut of these larger.
Really?
Yeah, it's bullshit, isn't it?
Money. The business of music. The business of music.
Do you think basically Viagogo were like, we've just got to think like Gene Simmons?
I think most people, if they want to make money, probably have to think like Gene Simmons.
The Don. But yeah, I think this is fucking cool. Rammstein legally forbid Viagogo from reselling their concert tickets. I think that's great. Because also, Viagogo, as well as charging a huge amount. Okay, do you know what? People make money on their tickets, but it's the admin fees on Viagogo that are ridiculous. They're basically, I think they're the musical equivalent of a payday loans company. So they can go themselves.
Well, Ticketmaster, you say Michael was saying, don't Ticketmaster do the same thieving little what?
Thieving little. Anyone in the chat want to finish the sentence?
Thieving little thieves. I don't know. The thing is, I mean, Ticketmaster are like the main ones, aren't they? I mean, I always try and do it through, if it's O2. I mean, I bought a ticket for ages, but I try and do it through the proper channels first, because get it the cheapest way possible, But even if you just do it through the proper channels, like they're all going to take their cut, like Ticketmaster, all that kind of stuff. I mean, do you remember when Pearl Jam tried to combat this in the 90s and it sort of backfired?
All these people getting ready for Rammstein.
Yeah, well, Pearl Jam tried to sue Ticketmaster, and then they went and they did a boycott Ticketmaster tour in the 90s, and it all went a bit wrong because people just ended up faking all the tickets because it was too easy to fake their tickets. And then it sort of all just fell apart, the whole thing, really. But they tried to sue, saying they're like adding too much on to the fee, that they're.
Well, I mean, what is their admin fee?
Obviously they've got to make a profit, they've got to make a turnover, that's the whole point. But at the same time, there's no reason to do what they're doing. Yeah. Cough, Pearl Jam, cough. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Pearl Jam, they proper tried to sue Ticketmaster in the 90s. Yeah. I think it was around no code. But it all kind of backfired a little bit. A bit like when Mateboy tried to out not LimeWire.
Oh, the original Napster,
yeah, like everyone with stuff like that, everyone's like, you would think like everyone's on your side, and then they're not. For whatever reason, they're just not.
South Park
question here.
No, they don't. No, bands. That's a great question, right? Do bands actually sell their own tickets? Do they have third party sellers? No, it all goes through either Live Nation, because they do the deals. So okay, here you go. Bit of music business stuff. So
Drew. Tell it. Speak the truth.
I was playing guitar for Boy George, Colt, and I'm not on the tour this year. I was taken off the tour because they couldn't afford to take extra musicians. Now, one of the reasons being that I was told was that because they owed Ticketmaster. So Live Nation had fronted the band a load of money, like half the money or whatever it is already up front for money that would be made. It's a bit like when you get a publishing deal, right? It's the same thing. They gave like an advance of the cost of tickets that you would make, already. It's almost like a thing, like a gesture to say, we'll give you this, knowing the guarantee, because the guarantee is going to be there, isn't it?
Yeah. So just so to clarify, Live Nation are a promoter, and they are essentially that's how you coax these huge like legacy acts like Culture Club out onto the road. But you also, you buy tickets through Live Nation, don't you? Yeah.
It's their own ticket thing. So it's sort of done that way. I don't know the deals with Ticketmaster, but a lot of the time you will find that the bands do deals with the big companies like that. They'll do a deal with them anyway, so they've already kind of fronted the. It's almost like Ticketmaster will be like, we'll buy all your seats for X amount, regardless if you sell them or not. We'll sell them. We'll buy all the tickets, and then we'll front you X amount. It's done a bit like that, isn't it?
It's like wholesaling, essentially.
Yeah, it's exactly that. So
and everyone wants it because it's a security. I mean, on a level,
it all comes down to that. If a band were like, no, we'll just put on the gig and we'll just sell it ourselves individually, it's like, it's not everyone goes.
It's all the logistics. It's all the logistics, because like on a very small level, like we essentially on a lot of the venues for our tour in March, I did all the ticketing through, an app or whatever. Now, of course, we're paying a fee per ticket for all the admin, whatever. But what a lot of bands don't want to do probably when they get bigger is it's all of the logistics. It's like, well, who's going to collect the tickets? Who's going to do the checks? You then need to be responsible for organizing all this extra stuff at venues, which people just don't want to do. And that's what promoted companies and ticketers end up doing.
What they do it, yeah. Because it gets too big. How much do you guys get from ticket sales? All of it, I think, if we do it.
So on the Grunge Lives tour that we did, we were selling tickets anywhere between, and it always depends on the venue, anywhere between £5 and £12.
Yeah.
And regardless, we had to pay £1 to the ticketing company per ticket that was sold on the gigs that we were promoting. So what we did as a band actually is we promoted the shows ourselves. So we did that fully indie. With some of the gigs though, you might do it for a fee, or what you will get sometimes, and this is like a popular thing mainly in London, is when you put on a gig, what you'll have to do is you'll have to buy, let's say, 25 tickets off the venue. Otherwise, the gig won't go ahead, right? So let's say it's £10 a ticket. So as a band, we would have to pay the venue £250 to put that gig on, essentially, and we would then, it would be our responsibility to sell the tickets. So the venue is guaranteed that £250 or whatever. And then we would just get anything on top of that, but they're kind of getting their guarantee. There's lots of stuff that's a bit sort of murky. I mean, I personally liked promoting the gigs ourselves. The difficulty with that, though, when you're a DIY band like us, is when you're going to places you've never been before, you can't check up on the venue. Like, I'm not going to name names, Drew might, but there were some venues where we'd printed posters, we'd sent flyers, and you're traveling a few hundred miles to get to this gig, so you can't just drop in 2 weeks before and make sure the posters are up and that your promotion is going well. And then you get there on the day and nothing's up, and you can even see the package in the office that they've never put up.
Well,
so,
I mean, I won't name and shame, because those sort of people do go and watch gigs there and they do all right. But there was a venue in up north, the north, and I was a bit like, we got there and I was just like, I think they just wrote our name on like the chalkboard out the front, but we had already sent them posters and stuff, and I was like, where's our posters? Like, where's, it was just so annoying. And that one in London was a bit like that. That annoyed me. It's just like, look, just what's the point? Seems like a waste of our money and our time, really, doing it like that.
It's one of those things. Right, shall we listen to some more new music?
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So this band, I came across them. They're actually on All New Rock, the Spotify playlist, I think on Friday. And the name thing works because the name just stood out. So they're from Holland. They're called Bony Macaroni, which is a fucking great name.
I know.
And the song is, I think, called Turn Me Into Paste. And I was just like, I've got to hear this song. And it really reminds me of years ago, I went to this festival in the Czech Republic, and there was a band on in the middle of the day called Holy Fuck. I was like, definitely going to go and watch them. And they're a great band. They're one of my favorite bands.
Mate, it's like pigs. Pigs,
oh,
pigs,
yeah.
Pigs.
Great name.
Sold out the, bloody Nottingham Rock City. It's just like, all right, cool.
Right. So this is Bony Macaroni with Turn Me Into Paste.
In the big fans pointed at the trucks filled with living things in crates, wishing they were ducks, swimming in the pond a couple blocks from my house. But me, I have a job that I cannot do without, and so I grit my teeth for 8 hours at a time. I'll spend my better days in this shitty fucking place. Grind me into the pace. All of it your way. I guess I'll spend my better days in this shitty fucking place. Grind me into the pace. Grind me into the pace. Stacking my boxes, they're full of body parts. My alienation is off the charts. And when I get home, I'm still a worthless motherfucker. And yeah, I blame the beach house, the kids and the suckers. And so I grit my teeth for 8 hours at a time. I hear machines
that was Bony Macaroni.
Wow. Where are they from?
They're from Holland.
Really good. Great production.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think the video looks cool.
Brilliant.
The guy looks like the lead singer looks like a fucking lunatic. So a man after me own heart.
Yeah, I didn't realize Holland had those kind of like old it looks like
Mate, it's full of them. It's full of them.
Phoenix Nights, isn't it?
Oh mate, the proper like old boozers like that are everywhere. So I used to live in Holland. It was good fun. Loved it. But then we had a baby. We came back to London.
That was it.
I mean, it was great. It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
And you were like, wow, this is shit. This is expensive. Let's go to Nottingham.
Shit, this is expensive. It was more expensive for just having the baby living in the outskirts of London than living in the centre of Amsterdam.
Yeah, exactly. It's mental, isn't it?
But
yeah, no, great band. Really, really good band. Did like that. Good production. Really good.
Yeah, we definitely should try and hook up with them.
Good song.
Holland, that's Amsterdam. That'd be a good place to go and do some gigs.
Yeah.
That's what we want to be doing.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're smoking a pancake.
We're smoking a pancake.
Yeah.
Waffle.
Do a good gig and then go watch some hardcore Super Six. Do a little keyhole. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Really, really good. Really, really good. I like the change at the end, and
Yeah, the double time.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I just the vocal delivery. It starts.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Starts off quite calm, and it almost has, it kind of has a Weezery kind of vibe.
Mm.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
hear a little bit of like kind of Blur in some places,
Little bit.
sort of country house era Blur.
Yeah.
Or,
None of it's like blur.
This charming man, not this charming man. It's called Charm. Is it the Charmless Man? Charmless Man, Charming Man. That's the Smiths. That's a different. But the Smiths. I mean, the link to that is probably the Working Man's Club.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So that was that. Shall we get controversial now?
Oh, here we go.
Go on. Yeah. Let's do this. Right.
Tribute to Ken.
What?
Tribute to Ken. Oh, controversial.
Controversial, man. So, I'm not going to subscribe to Kerrang. Fuck off. Willow Smith.
Amazing guitarist.
Yeah. You're such a bitch.
That's a really expensive guitar there. That is an Ernie Ball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is that a 7-string? No, it's 6. It's 6. So,
no, it's 6, but they have 4 on top and 2 on bottom.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just me that's my sadness that I can
spot a guitar
from the headstock. You can tell what guitar is from the headstock. You can tell I'm a bloody guitarist, can't you? Sometimes I hate myself.
So really I obviously,
like every day I hate myself a little bit more for things like that.
I don't want to make aspersions. It just kind of feels like this girl might be getting ahead because her dad is the Fresh Prince, right? I don't know. It just seems so weird to me. Like she's just constantly in Kerrang on the website, and you know what? Like the tunes are actually pretty good. If you like that sort of like Paramore emo kind of thing, it's all right. It's all right, but I'm starting to notice maybe she's not being given the fair treatment. So, like a sort of sad old fucker, right? I've noticed her live performances are all incredibly similar, and it feels like miming might not be the exact word, but it does definitely feel like her live performances are augmented in a way that no debut or new up and coming artist would be able to get away with. And to be perfectly frank, no established artist would be able to. It sounded to me, I'm not going to play the clip, but it sounded to me like the Saturday Night Live performance did not sound live. And Saturday Night Live actually has a really great history of, and generally US late night shows have a really good history of letting bands play live. There's great footage of bands like Nirvana, bands like, Smashing Pumpkins were on, I think they were on Jimmy Kimmel last week, and they were fucking great.
No, she's a mimer. Say it as it is. No, we're not saying she's a mimer. We're just.
I'm not saying she's a mimer, but I have made a clip. I have made a clip because I think it's important that people kind of get called out on stuff, and the reason I pull this clip up. So the clip I'm going to play is from BBC Radio 1 Live Lounge. Now, anybody in the UK knows Live Lounge, and just doing a session on, for the BBC, for Radio 1 is a fucking big deal. Do you know what I mean? Like back when we were kids, John Peel sessions were like, you've made it. Or you go on, you do a session with Jules Holland, and it is renowned for being, the pinnacle of players go and do that, And I remember, poppier acts. I think it was either Destiny's Child or maybe Beyonce when she first went solo, and you're kind of thinking, oh, this is a pop act. They're just going to play to a backing track. They turned up with like a full band, and it was, it was an incredible musical performance.
Yeah.
But then you're looking at this now and you're thinking, this just feels wrong. So let's watch the video. Let's watch the video and see what everyone thinks. Oh, sorry.
Start again.
What's going on? Why is it? Oh my God. I can't believe Will Smith has managed to infiltrate our stream and sabotage us.
So you're wrong, Rod. She's not miming, she's muting.
Right, here we go. Is Willow singing to track?
Don't know what to do, my questions endless, and the only thing I don't wanna start a fight, but you know I ain't contained, that's just what I like. And I never wanna talk, I just wanna sit in my room. I just wanna sit in my room. I just wanna sit in my room. That's what I said. And I'm taking this adventure on my own.
What did we think? Is she
That was set
getting...
up very much like the Sabruder film, wasn't it? Very much like back into the left. Back into the left.
I
think the problem I have with it all is like it's just done. It's like done as the norm now. Like you would get like absolutely ridiculed for that back in the day.
Yeah.
Like you would be struck off.
Now the thing is, the thing I've watched a lot of live sessions on the BBC, and I don't know, I'm almost thinking about this from like a national pride point of view. Is like that is, a BBC Radio 1 or a BBC Radio 2 live session is like I said, it's the pinnacle for an artist to want to go on, and it really is a test of can you play. And my beef with this is she getting special treatment? Like, is it the case of going, hey, do you want Willow to do a live session, right? And she's going to get, special treatment. She's going to be allowed to have essentially have a backing track or a support track, which, listen, bands do that when they play live, right? People can pretend they don't. They fucking do, right? And do you know what? If we were an arena band, you know, or if you're playing those sorts of level of shows, you're a Bon Jovi, you've got backing singers who are filling those gaps. So there is this kind of level where you might go, oh, let's have some vocals on track. And it is so singers can preserve their voices. It's if you want a band to play 5 nights a week, you are gonna have sections like that. My problem is, do you think the BBC would let any other artist basically play to a backing track like that? Basically boost their voice? Or do you think possibly it might be like, hey, do you know what? Well, if you want the exclusive on the next Will Smith movie, you're just going to turn a blind eye? Because I know I have no evidence to support that, but it feels like that because I just can't. I've actually gone through quite a few of recent live lounge sessions, and I haven't found anyone doing something this egregious, and it just bothers me.
Well, yeah, it's just, you know, the problem is they're promoting, oh, we're a live act, and they're not. I think when it's pop and stuff, it's different because that's just obvious and that's just what it is. But when you say that rock and roll and you're promoting real, you know, I listen to Eddie Trunk all the time. And he gets pissed off with it all. Do you know what I mean? Like he's always like saying about like because Paul Stanley's been like lip syncing like recently live and stuff like that.
He's 70 fucking, you know.
Yeah, he's earned the right to lip sync.
He's earned the right. He's lost his hips to, you know.
I know Bon Jovi, but again, it's another. I almost give him shit. I'm like, just give the guy a break. Like,
it's a good comment, Rossi, the DJ's put up here. The live lounge has really lost credibility over the years, and you look back, and the raw talent really did shine. And yeah, it did, and it's just sort of frustrating. But the thing is, it's like, I mean, you mentioned this thing about if it was pop, right? Miley Cyrus was on quite recently. She didn't look like she was doing anything to track.
Okay,
do you know what I mean? She's fucking Miley Cyrus. She's Miley Cyrus. She's as pop as they come. And what I don't like is like they're pushing Willow as this like savior of rock and roll. You know, we were talking before we went live about like, you know, you look at comments, it's like, oh, it's like Skin from Skunk Anansie. Like, do you know how insulting that is to Skin from Skunk Anansie? Like, she's arguably, in my opinion, she's probably like up there in like the top 3. And I'm not talking like women. I'm talking like the top 3 voices in rock for me. Like,
absolutely.
I don't think
when Skunk Anansie came out, it was like, what?
Yeah, and I despise the comparison on so many levels. On so many levels, it's completely superficial. It's completely superficial. Yeah, like anybody who's making that comparison is just looking on a visual level and making the laziest comparison. But it's insulting. It is insulting. It's insulting to Skin. It's insulting to Skunk Anansie, and it's like, you know,
if anything, I think, I mean, just from that, it falls more into the category of like London Grammar. But London Grammar, like I've seen them like sing live. She's absolutely awesome. But you can tell it's live.
Yeah,
you got this little quirk. You got this little nice little quirks you only get from live. But I was just I was just trying to think of something recent. But even like London Grammar, like, hey, now that's like 10 years old now.
Like we play to track certain songs, but they're not vocal. It's like it's just keyboards because we can't afford to take a keyboard player.
The thing that really got me about that line in the song is, okay, in that video I played, I was like, I did a first one. It's like, isn't it weird the backing vocals continue when she's got her mouth closed? But that's backing vocals. That first one, those were BVs. That second one that I slowed down, that is main vocal. That is not like. To be honest, right? To me, if she had been 10 weeks on tour, right, and you're seeing that at a live show, I think I could excuse that. But to go on live lounge, to go on and film a live session, you're saying what you are not, and that's a big problem. And then the thing is, it's like, you know, there's all this fucking stuff about, you know, representation and all this, and I just think. This is the daughter of a millionaire film star. Like, is there not? If you want to elevate, you know, I don't know, people from backgrounds that maybe traditionally didn't get a fair shake or didn't get as many opportunities in rock, why are we giving it to her?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I can list off great great bands who are independent, who are from the UK, who, you know, that could make or break their career. But that's the fucking entertainment business, isn't it?
Yeah,
right. I'll get off my fucking soapbox now.
But that's the thing. It's the business. It's a sure thing. It's like, oh, it's Will Smith's daughter. That's going to put bums in seats, regardless if she's singing amazing art or, as I still think the best quote ever from someone saying about someone, shitting into a light bulb. You know, that was Noel Gallagher's quote. I love that. It was amazing. But it doesn't matter because it's Willow Smith and she will sell tickets. You know,
yeah,
and that's just what it is. But then that just sucks because the argument is like we're not like you said, we're not nurturing raw talent. We're not nurturing greatness. We're just taking it because it's the son or daughter of someone who is very successful. You know,
I just think of it as it's just cynical.
But
it's
that
like
happens all the time.
But this is the problem. This is the problem. It's like it's just box ticking, and it's like, oh, we can. You know, we can tick a whole load of boxes and still kind of keep in that industry box, not industry box, and still keep it within the industry, and still and you know, not take the risks. You know, back in the day, go back to Skunk Anansie. That was a risk back in the day.
Yeah,
putting Skunk Anansie out there. You know, they were not what. In what 94, 95, if you said what does a British rock band look or sound like, you wouldn't get Skunk Anansie. Like you would think of like Oasis, you know. And it
they came out. Skunk Anansie came out in a funny period, like right in the middle of Britpop, but yet they weren't Britpop. They were like this rock band, but they were just incredible. I mean, I saw them. That was my first ever gig I went to on that tour at the Portsmouth Pyramid Centre, and it was just like. You know, I was like just turned 13 or something, and I was just like, my head just taken off.
Mate, and I tell you what, like Ace doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Oh, he's an amazing guitarist.
Fucking insane.
Like, I sort of knew of him because their drummer used to live around here with my mate. Like
the original drummer, or
no, Mark Richardson.
Mark
Used to go out with because he was in a band before called Little Angels, and he knew my mate John, and he used to live down Millway Road. Yeah. But it's like. You know, he had sort of, you know, it was just an amazing. Yeah, he didn't play on the first record. That was someone else who played on it. Whoever did it was amazing. Did an amazing job. So I'm not sure what happened, why he left, or if he was a session guy or something. But it was because just the three of them on the front cover. But the actual band, they were just amazing band live. You know, and her voice. But it was so different. But yet they kind of, and when they broke up, they sort of broke up right at the peak, like.
Yeah,
they headlined Glastonbury or something. It was like right at that 1999 they broke. It was weird. They just had this weird like.
So I'll put a weird one out there. I always liken them in a way, and I might sound mental, but to me, Skunk Anansie and Jamiroquai seem to have a sort of link. I don't know. Possibly the rhythm sections. You know, they were cool. Obviously Jamiroquai were like kind of way more funky, but there were tunes, early days Jamiroquai, that kind of had that sort of heavy vibe before they really went super mainstream and super
their early stuff. Yeah, I mean,
you know, like
Skunk Anansie, I would have put up way above someone like Biffy Clyro, like to where they're at now, but they're not. Like Biffy Clyro is somehow like this massive band, which I still don't really understand, but it's. Because it's just not my thing. But I never thought in a million years they would become like the band they've become. I thought Skunk Anansie would have been, but they broke up, didn't they? So, you know.
Yeah. And I guess the thing with Skunk Anansie is it was kind of like pre-streaming as well.
Yeah, big time.
Because what's the album with Post-Orgasmic Chill? That
great album.
The one with Charlie Big Potato. That was like the last one, and then Skin went solo.
Yeah, and all that calm and queasy stuff.
Oh, that was good with Maxim from Prodigy.
Great song.
Yeah, great song. Oh, anyway, right. We're nearly. I think we're
nearly there, aren't we? We're nearly at the end.
Yeah, nearly the end. Shall we?
We had a Rod rant there.
Yeah, I know.
Mate, you're allowed to, mate. You got to let off some steam. You know,
I love that. Lovely comment there. Wish you'd say what you really think, Rod.
I know.
Yeah, you know.
It was quite heated, mate. It was quite passionate.
It was quite heated. It's passion.
Yeah.
It's passion, mate. Let's whack on. We might have. I don't think have we played this on See You Next Tuesday before? I mean, we use it as an opportunity to play some of our catalogue. Let's listen to it. Standing Here. It's John's favourite song.
It is John's favourite song. Why is this your favourite song, John? Why do you like it?
I think it's got a killer. The verse and the chorus, and I don't know. It's not a bad part of the song. Because usually like the verse like tees up a great chorus, and you kind of have to put up with the verse. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But that works. But I don't know. I like Standing Here.
We did play it. I don't think Rod wanted it because he was like, "No, my voice." This is the one that's a bit of a banger for Rod.
It's the fucking ball buster.
Only when there's like a run of songs in a row where it's like, "No, I can't do like that one at the same." You know, so
this is a good opener, I think.
Have we ever done this one?
We used to open with it all the time.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. Anyway, without further ado,
I want to bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back. Let's do it. This is Standing. This is Standing
I'm only
Here.
Playing if we do Standing
my
Here.
advice. Now you on your knees. Too good to be true. You didn't want to see. Now your greed is overcoming for the last time. Yet everybody's lost that you would ever put away. I tried to tell you, but you didn't want to listen. Waited so long till he said.
And there we go. There we have it.
See, that song, every time I listen to it, I'm like, yeah. Like that one. I don't feel that song got enough love.
Yeah. I think it was it not our most successful song on Spotify?
I don't know. I love the video what you did for it. It was really good.
I mean, I didn't do it. It was a really, really great artist called Steph with an F.
I thought you did it. Oh, fair enough.
Well, I mean, I shot myself.
But someone else actually sort of did the video. Oh, okay.
Oh,
sorry.
cool.
Yeah. Also, all in After Effects. She does some really cool.
Well, there you
stuff.
go. You learn something every day, don't you?
Yeah.
But see, people like the song. That's cool.
Interesting fact about this song. What's the interesting fact, Drew?
It's the first song we wrote together.
Yeah. It was essentially my audition.
Yeah. Don't let Rimmer play drums based on the air drumming. Really? That's great.
I actually think, Drew, you look more like Ace Rimmer.
Yeah. I love that episode, Ace Rimmer. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking brilliant. I wonder how many. We pretty much have a like what late 80s, early 90s comedy reference in every episode of See You Next Tuesday.
Of course.
Yeah, it's got to be
That's the way
done.
to do it.
Yeah, it's best when comedy
Ace
was
Rimmer,
funny.
mate, all the way. Because you're worth it. Oh, okay, yeah. My hair's really long at the moment, by the way. It's like really ridiculously long, actually. Need to shave it off or something. Something drastic.
I was thinking about something to talk about while we were standing here, and I've just like completely forgotten. Oh, that was it. I did some quite interesting posts just about just trying to build some engagement on Facebook. You know, because it feels like Facebook's the place to be. It's like everything's retro now. It's like a few years ago, it's like, oh, who uses Facebook? Now I'm like, yeah, all the people I want to connect with. Not, you know, anyway. But yeah, putting some stuff to get some little debates going. So one of the ones we had yesterday was, how do you listen to music? Like what format, what platform do you use? John, shoot.
Usually YouTube.
Oh, really?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you subscribe and pay for YouTube? Do you?
No, but I mean, especially when I drive, I just put you know, when you're just flicking through songs and then you just pop them in your favourites and just shove them in folders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I do you know what? I mean, do you pay for any streaming services, John?
Yeah, well, I've got Netflix and Amazon.
Sorry, any music?
Well, I'm pretty sure I've got. I think I've got included some music services with Amazon, but I haven't really played around with it yet.
Amazon Music.
Yeah.
Music. Yeah.
I think that's
is that free with Prime?
No, no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
No.
Should be, but it ain't. Because I pay for Prime. I pay for Primes, and you know, because I watch films and stuff. So it's cool.
Yeah, I have. Well, I mean, I use Spotify mainly. I think Spotify's really good at finding new music, to be perfectly honest, and that's great. But I have YouTube. I have YouTube Premium, which is really good because you can download stuff and you don't get any adverts, which is great. And I use it for like audiobooks and stuff like that because there's so many out of copyright books and stuff. Not
YouTube.
Like on YouTube, yeah. But you actually get YouTube Music included as well. And I've just literally never really bothered having to play with it.
I'm having a really hard time. So I use Spotify. And I've gone through them a little bit differently, but I'm sort of back on Spotify again because you kind of forced down that road a bit, aren't you? Because of like just the way everything's run, you know, it's just what it is. But it pisses me off, their quality, because when I listen to Great Divide, and then I listen to my mastered version, like the proper mastered version, and whatever the version's on Spotify, even with all the losslessness, I changed all the settings up to like highest possible. It just fucking sucks. Like there's something not right about it. And it's really annoying. But I was on Tidal, and that's really good. But you have to pay like
a lot
more, you know, you have to pay the price. You know, it's like 20 quid a month. I think their basic is 20 quid a month now for like which is wrong, man. Like, if you're going to charge people 10 quid a month, it's like, that's fine, but you got to give them the best quality. Like, don't just be like, oh, it's 10 quid a month, but it's kind of the quality's a bit shit, you know. it's really noticeable. Like when you're like, whoa, holy shit, that's like it's not great. Like it does my nuts in, you know.
What about SoundCloud, Mixcloud?
Well, SoundCloud's not really. That's more for like just.
I always thought it was more for demos. Do you know?
Yeah, SoundCloud's more for demos and
Feels like it's more for industry. Do you know?
Yeah, and it's a bit like Bandcamp, you know, SoundCloud and all that kind of stuff. Really, like all the actual albums, like all the normal, you know, released albums are on like Apple Music's supposed to be really good quality.
Paul, do you know what the quality for the Amazon Music is? Like the bit rate? Is it 320 or I don't know. I need to look into this a bit more because I'm gonna have
I might switcheroonie again soon, just because I do, because you get 3 months free or whatever, but which is naughty. But I don't like the way they charge you and they give you a bit of a shit version of it. Like that's not acceptable to me. That's just really like if you got like there's already an argument saying it's not fair, like, you know, with the whole payment thing. But if you're gonna like you know, like all bands moaning about like, oh, we're not streaming, not getting paid enough and all this blah stuff, blah 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 blah. But to then kind of say, oh, we're going to give you less quality as well, is just another kick in the face, like a kick in the teeth. I think.
Maybe check out Amazon. Yeah. Paul was saying it's 320 kilobytes.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Which is decent. Decent. I was going to say, like,
what is Spotify run at? That's like 192.
I think it's 192.
Yeah, which is bollocks. Like it's just, you know.
Well, I was thinking YouTube is an interesting one because obviously with like music videos and stuff, like I can put your proper master on, and if you do it on 4K, like, you know, you can put it on. You can get really good sound settings on as well. So, you know,
it's just like, I don't know. It's just another kick. What's the point in spending all that money on, like, you know, recording and then just for Spotify to fucking, you know, suck the shit out of it, you know? Like it's just it's a shame, you know, that's all. So that's why it's good for like companies like these other companies coming through that are doing it at high res or whatever. Or it's not even high res, normal res, like whatever we recorded at is.
But the thing is when you say normal, it's like, this is the argument. I remember when we got the VD album mixed, and the guys who did that mix, they were really ahead of the game because they were saying like, we do a mix on stereo, on like speakers or whatever, but we're also mixing on like headphones, like just normal bud headphones, because it said that is what the majority of people are going to listen to your music on. And it's like, ooh, it's interesting.
Well, I've been mixing on headphones. I've got these old Sonys because I got these. They're called Sony MDR 7506s because Andrew Sheps, who mixes all the Chili stuff and all that kind of stuff, did a few records just literally on these. Literally mixed entire albums, and because they're not particularly great, but they're like just really flat response, so you can just, you know, mix on them. But it's like it's mad, really. It's like you can mix a whole album on headphones. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
I mean, I mixed Great Divide on that bloody bunch of dodgy JVC speakers I've got because my main really nice KRKs were broke. You know, so it's like I don't know. And then I thought to myself, well, it's probably good that I mix it on a pair of like, that's probably why it sounds good, because I mix it on like a pair of Curry's, like, you know, shit speakers, you know. So
I thought you were hi-fi serious.
Not really. One thing I can't stand, sound bars.
Reference, mate.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sound bars. Oh,
what? Don't. Sound bars are cool.
No,
I've got a soundbar downstairs. It literally sounds.
I'm a bookshelf.
Like a spaceship's taking.
I'm a bookshelf, like left and right kind of guy.
I've got the soundbar, and I've got the subwoofer next to the literally like next to the speaker.
You got
next to our sofa. Yeah,
wow.
Mate. Yeah. I'll plug my headphones as well. Hang on. What are these?
What headphones?
These are Sennheiser.
You got open backs.
Yeah, open backs.
Mate, they're well expensive. The 660s. They're amazing for mixing on.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I've got,
Jesus.
yeah. I actually,
all right, Mr. Sennheiser, calm down.
I used to have a Sennheiser endorsement, but
Did you?
those were the days.
John, what do you use? What do you use as speakers?
I've got currently HTC earbuds.
All right.
I thought you had you've got those wireless earbuds, though. They're pretty decent.
Oh no, they're just like a 20 quid.
Oh, really?
20 quid job. Well, you're talking about just normal. Yeah,
The wireless ones. Oh, really? Huh? I thought they were pretty decent.
I need to get a pack. I need to get some Sennheiser earphones again. They were always the best ones I had. Like earbuds, they were really good. The CX models, they were really, really good.
Yeah, these I bought. So I bought 4 pairs of these at an auction house, and I think I paid like for 4 pairs of these, I paid 560 quid.
Wow!
And then I sold 3 of them, made a profit, and kept these. Kept the 4th pair.
That's good going.
But the thing is, it's like, yeah. So there's this auction house close to where I live, and it's always when they get niche stuff that people don't really know how much it's actually worth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the headphones, like the headphones that they always want to sell are, like the Beats by Dre ones, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but these are like studio headphones.
Yeah, they're open back mixing. Yeah, they're really good. Yeah,
So it's like, and they're so fucking comfortable. I just wear them all the time, and I've got
even when you just go down, even when you're not listening to stuff, you just walk down the street.
I just walk down. I mean, yeah, I can unplug them.
So
I just walk around, just looking like a complete cunt. But no, I've got pretty decent monitors, and fuck that. I don't even have my monitors. My monitors are on the floor underneath the.
Really?
Yeah, here they are. I've got the old. I mean, these are pretty standard.
Oh, the HS.
HSs.
Yeah, the HS. Yeah.
Yeah, nice little pair. I should probably get them. But the thing is, like, when you got kids and stuff, like, I can only really do it when they're asleep, so I would never be able to fucking crank it.
Oh,
Whereas
of course,
I can smash it out all the time.
No, of course.
Right. I mean,
it.
It doesn't matter how much we talk about Sennheiser. They're not fucking endorse us, but
no. Right, we should go. We've got an hour and 20 in.
Got an hour and 20. Shall we call it a night?
Let's call it a night.
Yeah.
Call it a night.
Yeah.
Well, I will see you next Thursday. See you this Thursday.
I'll see you on Thursday night.
I will see you, John, on Saturday, probably, if we do something Saturday.
Yeah, or I might be able to come down Friday night. But
come down Friday night, and even if we don't do anything Saturday, we should just hang out on Saturday.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, and thank you, Paul, for pointing out no technical gremlins.
No, there wasn't.
Maybe they will return on episode 13. So I'll have to find somebody else to piss me off so I can get on my soapbox.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. Or do you know what, Willow? If you're out there and you want to come on anytime, let's have a chat. We'll have a sing-off.
Let's talk about your miming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
Right. See you later. Bye.